Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? How are you? How are you? I hope I'm not upside down. Somebody jump on and let me know if I'm upside down. If I am, I'm going to have to move my phone out the way. So I hope y'all got y'all pen and paper. I hope you got your smokes and your drinks because we're getting busy today. We are going to talk about my experience with domestic violence, a narcissistic person, and my journey and how I got out. I'm going to give you some tips and tools on how you can get out, the things that I did. I'm going to take some questions and answers. And I'm going to get started in a minute. I'm just giving some folks some time to chime on in. So come on in, like, and you really don't have to share because this is kind of private. But if you want to, that's fine, because the more people I reach, the better. I don't have anything to hide. And if you feel like this can help somebody, then definitely share with them. Yeah, I think I'm so come on in. With my comments. Okay. So welcome to this event. I may be on here long. I don't know. I really don't know. Again, grab your pen and paper because we are going to get started. I don't know what page this is on because it says Transformational Coaching by Tanya, but I posted it on the Narcissistic Love page. So I don't know because Facebook be tripping. So whoever catches this, if you are here now, just drop a hello with the wave and then a hashtag live. Drop an emoji of how you're feeling. Ask your questions if you have any questions. Like and share this page. And I'm going to get started. So, of course, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a very vulnerable and deep conversation, I'll say. Because it's not that I'm teaching you as like it's a class or anything, but I will be dropping some jewels and kicking it with you so that you can grasp an understanding of why I went through what I went through, so maybe it can help you to better discern and make better decisions for your life. So again, like and share this. My name is Coach Tanya. Some of you refer to me as a pastor, a friend, a leader, but my name is Tanya K. Austin. I am a spiritual life coach as well as a shadow worker and an author. So what I do is I help people to recognize those dark parts of themselves that they normally would hide or disguise in any other situation in their lives, and to really dig deep inside of yourself so that you can be real and raw with yourself and true to yourself, walk in your true purpose and do what you're supposed to do. We are all created for a specific reason, and there are many things that we face in our lives that prevent us from living out that specific reason. So I help people to tap into whatever that reason is and to help you walk out your genuine divine truth. I have been a coach professionally for a little over a year now, and I've had a few clients that I really appreciated and had the pleasure of working with. But I see myself growing and helping more people. So I'm introducing group activities as well as my one-on-one and my virtual workshops and videos as well. So I am here today to again just open myself up to you and to just talk about my experience with an abuser, somebody that said that they loved me but really didn't love me, somebody that lied to me and just recently stealing from me, so learning that this person was a liar, a thief, a cheater, and an abuser. What can you, it's time to go. That relationship was definitely one of the darkest times of my life. And for those of you who know me know that I have this certain kind of persona or this certain kind of image and this certain kind of reputation. And you would totally be shocked. I was shocked to know that I had fallen so heavily into a relationship that was definitely toxic and definitely not healthy at all. I was married for 2.5 years. We dated for 6 months. During the dating process, and I can be real and I can be honest, the nigga was full of shit. Excuse my language, but he was full of shit. I, at the time, thought that I would be the hero and I would save him and I would just fix him. And no, that didn't work. So throughout the dating phase of the 6 months, I did actually end up leaving him alone and telling him that if he wanted to come to me, then come correct. Because, I wasn't trying to play games. I really wanted to be in a healthy relationship because I had just gotten out of unhealthy relationships, and the ones before that, all unhealthy, all toxic, all some form of abuse. But at the time, I didn't really know or pay attention to the starving soul that was inside me, the lack of love that I just didn't possess. And I really thought that he was someone that I could spend the rest of my life with. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So, during the process of pretty much leaving, I decided to, or I discovered more about myself, and I started to love who I was. I really didn't know at the time that I didn't love myself. And that's a major factor in staying attached to someone who does not love you, because your partner is an energetic representation of your internal thoughts or feelings. So even though these feelings or thoughts may not be on your conscious mind, meaning you may not be saying them to yourself every day or thinking them, just thinking them all the time, but unconsciously and subconsciously, those feelings or those thoughts are embedded inside of you. And because they're embedded inside of you, I've learned that whatever it is that's deeply embedded in you, whether you know it or not, it's going to be reflected through your experiences in life. Because we are energetic forces, and the energy that we possess internally it replicates and it represents itself as we see it from an external basis. So if you don't like your life, then you really need to start looking inside of your mind and your spirit and your soul to find out what that life is telling you on the inside. Because I really did not love myself. I really did not think that I was worthy. I didn't think that I deserved a good man. I didn't think that I was able to sustain a relationship that would remain healthy, and I pretended all the way through my life. And because I continued to pretend to be something that I wasn't, I continued to be unsatisfied, and realizing that's why I was never satisfied in any of my relationships, because I wasn't satisfied within the relationship with myself. So going through many experiences with this man, and him constantly reminding me that I wasn't good enough, it got to a point where that shit hurt. And I had to stop pointing the finger at him, because when you point the finger at somebody else, you still got all these other fingers pointed at you. So I started to look at those fingers that were pointed at me. I started to instead ask him, why is he treating me this way? And I started to ask myself, why am I allowing it? I don't have to deal with this. I deserve better. And on my journey of understanding what a narcissist was and trying to fix him and fix the relationship, I began to see what an empath that was unhealed was like, and started to fix that about myself, because I started to look at those fingers that were pointed at me. I no longer wanted to blame him or give him so much power and so much authority over my life. And when I started to realize that he did have so much power, I started to get angry. That's when my ego kicked in, because we all have an ego, whether we're good or bad. We all have that ego that eventually tells you, like, look, that shit is crazy. Like, why are you dealing with this? Like, you do not have to deal with this. And when I started to feed into that part of my ego and started to understand that I didn't have to deal with that, because I did deserve better, and he wasn't worth it, and I started to accept the fact that he thought that I wasn't worth it, and it began to help me to see that he wasn't worth it. And because I started to see his worth was declining, and my level of value that I had in a man, I started to see clearly that he was just not the man for me. So going through those periods of, like, to this day, I have memory problems, because I have had that man hit me multiple times, or have my head hit something multiple times, suffering from concussions, in addition to the concussion that I suffered at work. That relationship affected me for life. And to this day, I can say that I'm glad it happened, because it allowed me to free myself and get to a place where he no longer had a chokehold over me. Like, he no longer had this grip over me. And when I started to learn about concepts with narcissists and how to deal with them, like gray rocking, and then learning my attachment styles and about trauma bonds, and them gaslighting you and things of that nature, it started to empower me, because I recognized him in those things that I was, looking for, those things that I was searching for. I started to see, this motherfucker is just gaslighting me. Or this fool really think that I'm supposed to believe this basic ass lie. Like, and you cheating, and you mad because you give me money. Like, you're a man, you're a provider, you're supposed to give me money. Like, you can't fucking handle no bills, so I handle the bills, and therefore you give me the money, and when I get my money, I do. It's and would bitch and complain about giving me money, or would brag about being the breadwinner and the only motherfucker. I had a job. I actually made more than him. Well, we made about the same amount of money, but if you add it up and tally it up, I actually overall made more money than him. But you'll never see that. But anyway, when I started to realize that he was gaslighting me and lying to me and pretending to be something that he wasn't, that's when I started to step into my true self. And I started to understand that I didn't have to deal with that. Like, deserve better. And when I started to feed that energy and started to see that I did deserve better and I wanted better, and in the ultimate level of acceptance was when I realized that that was all he had to offer me. And I couldn't be angry with him, even though I was, but I couldn't be angry with him because I chose him. And a part of me moving on and healing was that I had to learn to forgive myself. It took me a lot of strength to forgive myself because I was mad at myself for picking this motherfucker. I really picked him. I really said that he was the one out of all the men in this world. He was the one to take care of me, to protect me, provide for me, and keep me safe. But he did none of those things. And even in his provision, it only was covered through money. But he didn't provide things for me except paying bills. But eventually I got tired of it. I got tired of being tired. I got sick and tired. I got tired of being sick and tired. I got fed up. And eventually I got to that place where I left. Excuse me, I'm about to eat something because I'm hungry and my mouth is dry. But eventually I got to that place where I was fed up. Like literally fed up with this man. Like it got to the point where it was beyond disgusting. Like it's not even funny anymore. Like the same things you do. You have a routine, you have a pattern. And that routine and that pattern does not flow with my spirit being happy. Like you literally, like this man would literally go out of his way to make me miserable. He would literally go out of his way to make me miserable. He would do things on purpose just to start conflict. Like, who does that? Who does that? Somebody that has not decided that you are worth the effort. Somebody that has deemed you unworthy. They have deemed you unworthy. They have said you are not good enough. And this is the funny part about it. This man, after being separated for a year, comes to me and tells me he's changed. And the few days I spent with him, we argued every day over the same exact things that we argued about when we were together. His behavior. He literally told me, hell no, I'm not about to give my all to you and trust you. But you want to start fresh? Okay. Now, mind you, this past year, he's been having sex and doing all kinds of things with other people, and I have not. But you're not going to give me your all. You don't want to talk about your experience out there except how I had you out there, okay? Then there was one day where he came over here and I didn't open the door and it was cold as hell outside. So he slept on the porch or whatever. Or in my car. I don't know. I don't care. He tells me, oh, I will never, and this is when we're arguing, in the midst of an argument, oh, I will never forgive you for leaving me on that porch. So you're never going to forgive me for leaving you on that porch. You're not going to be honest with me with your experiences out there and why you're back here trying to get back with me. And you're not going to give me your all. And you don't trust me. But you love me and want me back. What? Okay, no, that doesn't work for me. So bye, get out of here. Anyway. But the audacity and the way a narcissist treats you, you just can't take it personal. You literally have to get to a place where you don't take it personal. If you continue to take things personal with them, you will always be unhappy. You will never have peace of mind. You will never be satisfied. And they will constantly hurt you. They will constantly hurt you. Their goal is to hurt you. Like literally, it's like they wake up every morning to hurt you. They come up with a plan every day to hurt you. Who wants to live with that? Nobody wants to live with that. That is not an expression of self-love. Having somebody in your life that does not love you reflects how you feel about yourself. Because those that know they worth it and deserve it won't even waste their time. Won't even waste your time, won't allow it. You won't. You just won't. So if somebody's treating you bad, whether it's a job, a friend, a mate, a child, anything, and you allow it, then you don't love yourself. There's an aspect of yourself that you do not love, which is why you think it's okay to accept this. Because remember, your mate is a reflection of who you are. So if your mate does not like you, who you are is someone that does not like you. Now, it took me identifying that truth about myself to get through. It took me doing shadow work, identifying those dark parts of myself like jealousy, insecurity, fear, and getting to the root cause of those things to help me get through. It took me learning about spiritual modalities like Reiki healing and tarot, things of that nature, to help me understand life a lot more and my purpose. And it took me developing a sense of groundedness with the universe and my creator, and knowing that I'm not alone. I had to clear my chakras. I had to really dig deep inside myself and get real with myself, because if you're not real with yourself, it's a lost cause. Like, definitely, you will not prosper and move forward if you're not real with yourself. You definitely have to be real with yourself, because being real with yourself is being real with your soul. You are your soul. And if you know damn well, like literally, no matter what situation you're in, if you know that it is not right for you, it is not healthy, it's time to let go. It's time to evaluate why you continue to stay in it. It's time to heal from the past pain that's grounded and rooted in that reason. And it's time to rewrite your story. I had to do a lot of rewriting of stories that I was telling myself, like, you're not good enough, or you can't do this, or you're not worthy, or no one will like this, or no one will, those stories based off of the stories that I was told as a kid stuck with me, and they stick with us. And when you have something constantly in and that's what I mean by the subconscious and the unconscious, those stories that you were told as a kid, those are the subconscious and unconscious thoughts that we want to get away from, that we want to run from, that we want to act like don't exist, and we want to live off the conscious thoughts, which is, oh, I got this, and I'm the shit. And no, you can't think you're the shit and you're wearing piles and piles of makeup. It's impossible. You're covering up something. You can't have multiple women in your life and say you love yourself or you love those women. It's impossible, because love does not cause hurt. It does not. I'm not saying that you won't get hurt, but it's not intentional. It's not purposefully done to you. Now, there may be some choices that you make that are not wise that end up hurting people, but your intention may not have been to hurt that person. Because if you love somebody, you have that feeling of protection and taking care of and nurturing and just doing what it is that needs to be done to continuing that feeling. And cheating on somebody and lying to them in their face does not qualify. So my marriage, 2.5 years, this man had over 10 women. He claims 10, probably more, and later claimed none, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. The number always changes, but one was too many. If you ask your wife. But yet I stayed. Why? Why? So what are some reasons why you stay or continue on in your relationships? What are some questions that you have that you want to know the answers to? Situation you're facing. Maybe a childhood experience that's affecting you as an adult and you don't know how to get through it. Why did I stay? The sex was good. It was convenient. I was scared as hell what life was like on the other side. Not even necessarily without him, but just without a man, period, but him since we were together. But I was scared to see what life was like because I didn't believe that I would be able to wiggle through it on my own. Because I had that false thought or that false belief I was conditioned to believe as a kid that I needed somebody to help me, somebody to save me and rescue me. And that person could be any type of demon as long as he rescues you when he feel like it. And that's what I accepted throughout my marriage with this person and throughout my entire life with men, period. Get to me when you can. I always thought that the love that I gave them, that they would clearly see that that was the love that I wanted and would give it back to me. No, what I was doing was telling them, oh, all the love that I have goes to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. I don't deserve any. You don't have to love me back. And therefore, they never did. So, I stayed for many reasons. What are some reasons why you stay? What are some reasons why you stayed? What are some of the things that you had to endure? What was your cutoff point? Like for me, stealing. The women I didn't want to deal with, but that's don't steal from me. You know, lying. Don't lie to me. I do not want to lay next to someone where I have to tuck my purse in at night because you might go through it. Even if you're not stealing anything, just going through it, violating, or tuck my phone in because you're violating it because of something that you're doing and you want to pretend as if I'm doing it. And you want to judge me in a manner that is definitely unfair and biased, you know? Like, you're cheating, but you're going through my phone and accusing me of cheating. No. Like, I don't want to be with somebody that I can't go in public with and feel threatened because of something that they did with another woman. I don't want to be humiliated. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to heart palpitating out of my chest where I'm ready to fucking explode and kill your ass because you done did some disrespectful shit. You know, every day it was like a stressful, overbearing, draining feeling. Like, why am I going through this? And even those times when we were separated and I even thought about returning and we may have spent some time together, he always reminded me, hell no, this is why I left. And the last time was definitely the last time, because there comes a time in your life when you realize enough, goddamn it, is a motherfucking enough. And you realize that this person is hurting you because you're letting them. You are allowing it. And the moment you set boundaries and tell them XYZ don't do anymore, they're going to resist that, and it's going to be even more problematic. One of the ways that I definitely confirmed that this man didn't love me and that it was over is when I gray rocked him. And if you're not familiar with that, gray rocking is when you are emotionless. You literally don't give a fuck. That's where you could care less about the relationship, the person, or your connection with this person. And you don't respond. You keep your contact with them at a very bare minimum. It's very dry, emotionless, and you just have the attitude that you really don't care. And it drives them crazy. But you definitely have to be in a place where you are emotionally strong. And you have to have gotten to a place where they have been given boundaries and they have a better understanding that you're not playing anymore. I wouldn't suggest doing the gray rocking in the beginning if it's violent or tumultuous or anything. I would suggest that you start to retrain that person, to teach them that you're not fucking playing, and that it's a new sheriff in town. Because the secret to being in the relationship with this person is you really are the one in control. They're brainwashing you. They're lying to you. They're deceiving you. So everything that you feel for them is real. That's why you're the one that's trying to maintain the relationship the most. And when you realize the relationship is no longer beneficial for you and you drop them, then they start to invest in the relationship, because to them it's they lost. They're supposed to get rid of you before you get rid of them. And if they feel that you've embarrassed them some kind of way by letting them go, oh, they're upset. They don't like that. They do not like that. But my journey, I am definitely glad that I made it out. Some people don't make it out. Some people don't make it out. Some people are not strong enough to see that they really, it really is a life on the other side. You don't have to endure. You don't have to deal with. My life has been so much more peaceful since he's been gone. I've written 2 books since he's been gone. In less than a year, I've done 2 books. Because I opened up the possibility of a better life when I walked away from him. He had nothing to offer me that literally would benefit me and give me happiness and peace. There was nothing that he did that made me happy. Nothing. Nothing that he did where I felt comfortable to enjoy his presence. He was mean and nasty, very vulgar, very disrespectful, very dishonest. He was a cheat. He was an asshole. And when I eventually got to that point where it was like, you know how you look back at somebody and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? And that's exactly what I did to him. And I realized that during our last separation, with this particular separation, he was really trying to prepare to come back to the old me, not realizing that I was a new me. You know, it was a new me. That I wasn't that same person. I'm not going to let the small things you do pass by and accept them, because they're not acceptable. And if you can't raise your standards and change your behavior, then you have no honor or no privilege to be in my life. Period. And you have to feel that way. You definitely have to get to that place and get to that understanding. When I started to understand why he picked me and why I stayed, I began to become strong enough to leave. Because then it was on me. Then I knew that this man was here because I say every day it's okay. Yeah, you did what you did yesterday, but it's okay. You have another day to do it again. Although I was saying, really, no, it's not okay what you did yesterday, and I'm giving you another chance to try and get it right today. But every single day, it's like literally this man would fuck up and do something stupid. And I got tired of explaining to him how to treat me like every day. No, nobody's going to keep doing that. And it really got clear to me that he just didn't give a fuck. And once I accepted that, that was all I needed. And once he stole from me and I accepted that he was no good, I was good. And that is when I set myself free. So that is pretty much why I have decided to do my group program for the 4 weeks of the Narcissistic Love Bootcamp, where you'll get weekly lives like this, but it'll be more of a tutorial or a how-to. You'll get recorded videos that are on my YouTube page and in my academy that you'll have access to, We'll also do projects, assignments, activities for you to get through this process, because it's definitely, and I'm not even saying that in the 4 weeks you're going to get through, and hopefully you do and everything changes, but I'm definitely going to give you the foundation to what you need in order for you to take that next level, to elevate your life to the next level. Because as long as this person is in your life, you will never elevate. And you can continue to explore and venture down that path, but you'll always be disappointed, because at the end of the day, they're not meant for you. They are not for you, and it does not matter what you believe you feel about them. They're liars. Don't believe anything. They are a character in a book called Narcissistic Love. And they each are the bad guy. And I believe the only way you can change them is by leaving their ass alone and fucking their head up and making them rethink how they treat other people or you. And it definitely takes you dropping that thought that they're going to love somebody else better than you. Probably not. It's probably going to take them a little while longer, so you can drop that thought. You can definitely drop the thought of hoping that they'll change, because they definitely won't change. And you can definitely understand their purpose in your life. It's definitely for a reason. So understanding that reason is going to be a major aspect of this boot camp. And if you are interested in joining the boot camp, I'm just going to drop that website there for you. And you can go ahead and register for that boot camp, which starts actually September the 20th. I will be going live in that boot camp every week, 2 to 3 days a week, depending on what the subject is. Again, you'll have assignments, you'll have projects, you'll have recorded videos that you can watch. There's also going to be shadow work done, strategy sessions, coaching sessions. You're also going to get a one-on-one personal coaching session, 60 minutes, and then a 90-minute one-on-one inner child reparenting and healing session. We're going to talk about chakra healing so that you can identify the source of your problems. We're going to talk about attachment styles, trauma bonds. We're going to talk about gray rocket and some of the things that will give you a greater understanding of a narcissist. And a lot of the things that you'll learn, you can start applying immediately. And some of the things you can start applying that particular day. So you'll definitely have activities and assignments that you can use that are going to guide you through the 4 weeks and beyond. So again, if you are interested in signing up for that boot camp, if you are interested in transforming your life and elevating yourself to the next level, getting away and past this season of your life, because that's all it is a season of your life, and elevate to the next season of your life, then you definitely want to register for this boot camp. There is a payment plan if you cannot pay up front. There is a deposit, but I do prefer that you pay up front. Seats are limited as well, so first come, first serve. Those that pay up front will get their seats, of course, guaranteed. Those that pay a deposit and do not pay the rest before, it's a gamble. So again, seats are limited. If you're interested, go ahead and register on that website that I just dropped down. Again, #live. If you're catching the replay for this, then you want to do #replay. Still follow all of the instructions. If you have any questions, drop your questions below. If you need some tips or some tools that you may have missed that I talked about before you joined on, then drop those requests below. If you have any concerns or issues that you're facing that are specific to your relationship that you want to talk about. If you're not even interested in joining the program and just want to set up a free 60-minute consultation to see how or what other things I can offer you, then you can do that at that same website. I do have courses that you can take as well, virtual courses that you can work at your own pace. You can get information about that as well. But definitely Elevate yourself to the next level, no matter what it may be, because, beloved, it is so much more out there greater for you. That fear that I had that I could not make it on my own. And I'm definitely going to be honest. It was rough. I was scared as hell. I didn't think I was going to make it. But when I realized that I was making it and he wasn't there and neither was anybody else, I started to rethink that thought process, because I was literally facing that fear. And that fear was only to be feared. That was the only fear to face, because everything that I had to deal with, I literally came up with a solution and I was able to maneuver through. So if fear is stopping you from moving forward, then know that it's just the fear. It's nothing else. The false beliefs attached to the fear more than likely won't happen. And if they do, spirit and your higher self, your internal instincts are going to guide you. They're going to guide you through. So there's nothing that you cannot face. If your desire is to truly leave this person and to truly walk away for good, then register for this course. Register for this course, because the only way your life is going to change is if you take the action steps to change it. I can't do it for you. They can't do it. They're not going to change. Remember, they are not going to change. They are not. Say it to yourself. They are not going to change. They are not going to change. You have to change. If you want to change your life, if you want them to stop treating you bad, you have to change. And that change could be leaving for good. It worked for me. Ultimately, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, that's the goal. But I do understand that it takes us some time to realize that goal. There's a process to it all. And we talk about that in the workshop as well. So no matter what stage you are in this broken relationship, in this toxic situation, it does not matter, because there's an answer to your problem today. Hopefully I have answered some questions that you may have had. Like and share this page. Again, register for the event. It starts September the 20th, so you want to hurry up and grab your spot, because seats are limited. Again, we're doing weekly lives, assignments. There's going to be projects, activities for you to do. We're going to do strategy sessions and all of that. So the things that we're going to be natural, raw, and real. So you can definitely be comfortable, definitely be yourself. And whatever it is that you need to get through your particular situation, you're going to bring up in this boot camp. So it's definitely a wise investment, because again, beloved, if you are ready, willing, and able, and really, truly serious about leaving, register for this boot camp. I promise you, it is going to transform and change your life. You are going to learn so much, and it's going to give you a different outlook. It's going to present to you new options that you can take. I promise you, beloved, it's going to change your whole world. So that is all I have for today. And since I don't have any questions, again, drop your hello emoji, drop hashtag live if you're live, say hello, drop an emoji of how you're feeling, drop your questions. If you're catching this on the replay, wave and hashtag replay. Drop your questions and emojis as well. Drop your concerns and your issues. And beloved, you can also join me September the 9th. I'm going to be back on here talking about this same thing, but it's going to be a little bit more structured. There's going to be other guest speakers as well. If you're interested in that, that's also on that website. That is where you're going to get a panel, a couple of guests, and you're going to come and ask your questions. And we're going to talk about our stories and our journeys. And you're also going to get some live coaching as well. So I'm going to be doing some coaching and strategy session during that event as well. So again, it'll be a little bit more structured, a little bit more organized. And that event will be on Zoom. So if you're interested in that event, then definitely hashtag September 9th event If you're interested in the boot camp, hashtag boot camp. If you're interested in coaching, hashtag coaching. Tag a friend as well. And you can go register for each one of those on that website that I listed for you above. So again, this is your girl, Coach Tanya. For those of you who don't know me, I am the founder of Transformational Coaching Services, Coaching by Tanya, formerly known as the Trauma Recovery Room. You may still see that, but I'm transitioning and changing my name and getting a new brand and a new look. So I hope you are able to transition and move forward with me, because next year, beloved, and the rest of this one, it's a brand new me. So if it's a brand new me, it's got to be a brand new you. So if you are interested in transforming, changing your life, elevating to the next level, clearing your energy, healing from your pain, and you definitely want to follow me on my page, Transformational Coaching by Tanya. You definitely want to sign up for this boot camp, and you definitely want to follow me on my Narcissistic Love Facebook group. So that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, beloved. Thank you for allowing me to come into your home and into your heart and sharing my story with you. It's definitely an honor. So I appreciate you, beloveds. And if you are interested in transforming your life, handle your business. I am Coach Tanya, founder of Transformational Coaching Services, Coaching by Tanya. And I'm out. I will see you, beloved, on the other side. Bye.